Hello fellow YouTubers, this is DVD Collector 1986 here with a new video for you. This is going to be my movie collection update video for the month of June. I've got a lot of movies here, so I'm just going to jump into it. I might say a little something about each movie, but like I said, I got a lot of movies here, so I'm going to try to get through this reasonably quickly. But most of what I have here are just Blu-rays and DVDs. No 4Ks this month, but I got a lot of classics in here, so let's get into it. First up, a Steve McQueen double feature with Bullitt and Papillon. I have seen Papillon, but not Bullitt. I hear it's pretty good. The Look Who's Talking DVD collection containing the first, I think there's only 3 movies. I keep saying first, but contains all 3 movies. My favorite is actually the third. I like the dogs doing the talking in that one. I find the third one really hilarious, but all 3 movies are excellent and they're classics. So if you're a movie lover, you have to have these in your collection. Next, speaking of classics, the Smokey and the Bandit 3 film collection. I enjoy these movies, especially the first one. I really like the first one. The second one is pretty good. But the third one, I did not like much at all. You could tell that it was supposed to be Burt Reynolds and Sally Field in their respective roles, but for whatever reason, they were not. Neither one of them was available to do the third film, so they essentially had to recast their characters. But you could tell that the script for the third one was originally supposed to have them in it, but the movie did not have them in it. I don't know what they were thinking, but the first film is my favorite. Next, See No Evil 2 with Danielle Harris and Katharine Isabelle. This is an upgrade. I had this on DVD before, and this is an awesome slasher movie that takes place in a hospital. If you like hospital slashers, you need to check this out. And I'll just say this, I was watching this movie, and the whole time I was loving it, but I was also thinking, wouldn't it have been cool if the villain in this movie had been Michael Myers? This could have been a modern remake of Halloween 2 if it had Michael Myers in it. Great movie. Next, the Magnificent Seven collection, the original 4 films from the 60s and 70s. Steve McQueen is in the first one. I thoroughly enjoyed all 4 of these. Really good movies. And the remake is awesome too. I bought the remake some time back. Next, Savage Streets with Linda Blair and Linnea Quigley. Not really a horror film, more of a action revenge movie, but a really good one. And you can definitely tell when you watch this movie that this was definitely an 80s movie. Really hard movie to watch. If you've seen the movie, you know why. But a classic movie from the 80s. Speaking of classics, from the 70s, the original Straw Dogs. I am not the biggest Dustin Hoffman fan at all, but I was impressed with his performance in this movie. Again, like Savage Streets, this movie is kind of hard to get through, but it is a good movie though. I think that has a Criterion release as well. And next up, I'll show both of these at the same time. These actually have Shout Factory releases, but those Shout Factory editions are way too expensive for me right now. And I'm not the biggest fan of Millennium slashers, but these two are pretty good. And that would be Urban Legend and Valentine. I enjoy both of those movies. But like I said, I'm not going to shell out a bunch of money for the Shout Factory editions at the moment. Next, another Steve McQueen classic, The Great Escape. This edition, this is a 2-disc special edition from MGM, packed with special features. Love this movie. And for those of you who do not know, Donald Pleasance is in this movie. Awesome movie. And it's based on a true story. In case y'all didn't know that. Documentary here. In Search of the Last Action Heroes. This is about action stars and action movies from the 80s and 90s. And they talk about some of the action movies from the 60s and the 70s a little bit too, I believe. They mention Steve McQueen, and they mention a whole bunch of actors. But if you like, action movies from the 80s and 90s and even before that, I would highly recommend checking out this documentary because it is a lot of fun to watch. Next, The Strangers. This has a Shout Factory release, but I got this for $5, not $25, which is what the Shout Factory edition is going for. I have The Rental. This is a pretty recent horror film slasher. It's referred to as like a modern day Psycho, and it deals with a group of people that stay in an Airbnb, and some stuff ends up happening that they don't expect, and it's actually a really good movie because a lot of people stay in Airbnbs nowadays, and after you watch this movie, I'll just say this, it will make you think twice about staying in an Airbnb. So if you don't want to get freaked out about staying in an Airbnb, I would not watch this movie. But it is a good one. Next, Paul Newman and Cool Hand Luke. Love that movie. Got a lot of special features on that too. Next, Wild Things, the unrated edition. Unfortunately, this doesn't really have any special features. This is a really early Blu-ray release, back when Blu-ray was, brand new. And like I said, it's lacking as far as special features, but it does have a good transfer on it, and it's a pretty good movie. Also, another classic, Alfred Hitchcock's The Birds. This has quite a lot of special features included. I've always been a fan of this movie, and especially Psycho. Psycho and The Birds are my two favorite Alfred Hitchcock movies. Next, Scrooged. This is an upgrade. I had this on DVD. Now I have it on Blu-ray. Love this movie. I have to watch it every December. It's an awesome Christmas movie from the 80s. Next, a film directed by Nick Castle, who played Michael Myers in the original Halloween. He directed this movie, The Last Starfighter. I believe this is from 1984, and it stars Lance Guest, who played one of the paramedics in Halloween 2. Next, Ed Gein, The Butcher of Plainfield. This is a really good movie about Ed Gein. Ed Gein is actually played by Kane Hodder in this, which is why I bought this. I'm a big fan of Kane Hodder. I think he's an awesome actor and a great stuntman. And I had never seen this before, and I actually thought this movie was pretty good. Kane Hodder is a really good actor, not just a really good stuntman. Next, The Way We Were with Robert Redford and Barbara Streisand. Again, this is a classic movie, and this has some pretty good special features as well. As far as I know, this movie does not have a Blu-ray release. But I have seen this movie and I enjoyed it. Another classic movie from 1984. This was a made-for-TV movie. The Burning Bed, which is based on a true story, and it stars Farrah Fawcett. It's a really good made-for-TV movie. And yeah, lastly, The Sting with Paul Newman and Robert Redford. Really enjoy this movie quite a lot. And I like Paul Newman, I like Robert Redford, and what could be better than a movie that has both of them in it? And it's a classic. And the transfer on this Blu-ray, this just got a 4K release, but I heard the 4K release, the transfer wasn't all that great, and someone actually said the Blu-ray transfer looks better than the 4K transfer, and so I went ahead and just got the Blu-ray for now. But that will do it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, seeing what I got this month, and thank you for watching. And I will catch you guys on the next video.